that fog that sits behind your eyes in the morning. The word that was right there and then vanished, the name you have known for 30 years that simply would not come. If any of that sounds familiar, I need you to stay with me for the next few minutes, because what happens inside your brain between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. is the most underestimated window in senior health. And most people over 60 are completely wasting it. The National Institute on Aging estimates that cognitive decline affects 1 in 3 adults over 65. But here's what that statistic does not tell you. The rate of that decline is not fixed. It is heavily influenced by what you eat in the hours before you sleep. And there are 5 specific foods that have been shown in peer-reviewed research to work with your brain's overnight repair cycle rather than against it. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what those 5 foods are, why they work at night specifically, and how to start using them tonight. Type your age in the comments right now. Just the number. I read every single one, and if you're not subscribed yet, hit that button now. I put out evidence-based health information for adults over 60 every single day. Now, most of us know that the brain does something important during sleep. But the research coming out of the University of Rochester in the last decade has fundamentally changed what we understand about exactly what that means. Their team discovered that the brain has its own dedicated waste clearance system. They called it the glymphatic system, and it is almost entirely inactive during the day. It only opens up fully during deep sleep. It literally flushes out the toxic protein buildup that accumulates between brain cells over the course of your waking hours, including amyloid beta, the same protein associated with Alzheimer's disease. Here's the critical part. What you eat before bed directly influences how efficiently that system operates. Certain foods activate it. Certain foods block it. And after 60, when glymphatic efficiency is already declining naturally, those choices matter more than at any other point in your life. Mildred was 67 and had been walking into rooms and standing there for months. Not occasionally, several times a day. She described a fog that sat behind her eyes every single morning that did not lift until nearly lunchtime. She had started canceling plans with her daughter because she was embarrassed she could not follow conversations without losing track mid-sentence. She had been taking a standard multivitamin for 2 years. Nothing had shifted. Her homocysteine level, a blood marker closely tied to brain inflammation, came back at 22 micromoles per liter. The healthy ceiling is 10. Her doctor noted it, told her to eat more greens, and moved on. Mildred made 4 specific changes to what she ate after 7 p.m. 12 weeks later, her homocysteine had dropped to 11. She told me the fog lifted within the first 2 weeks. She went to her granddaughter's school play last month and remembered every moment of it. She is not alone. And what helped her is exactly what we are covering today. Drop a comment and tell me where in the world you are watching from. Just your city or your country. I read every single one. Number 5. Tart cherry juice. A 2019 study published in the European Journal of Nutrition followed adults over 70 for 12 weeks and found that those who consumed 30 milliliters of tart cherry concentrate before bed showed a 6% improvement in cognitive test scores and a 39-minute increase in total sleep time. Both matter. The melatonin in tart cherries is naturally occurring and hits its peak release at night. But the more important compound is anthocyanin, the pigment that gives the cherry its color, which has been shown to reduce neuroinflammation by blocking the same inflammatory pathway that accelerates cognitive decline after 60. Have you ever had your sleep quality checked alongside a memory concern? Most doctors address them separately. But the research is increasingly clear. They are the same problem. Poor glymphatic clearance during disrupted sleep is one of the primary drivers of the daytime fog that millions of adults over 60 have been told is simply aging. It is not simply aging. 30 milliliters of tart cherry concentrate in a small glass of water, 30 minutes before you intend to sleep. Not the sweetened juice. The concentrate. Check the label. It should list Montmorency cherries specifically. Number 4. Walnuts. A landmark study from UCLA published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging followed over 4,800 adults for 2 years and found that those who consumed a small daily portion of walnuts showed meaningfully higher scores on tests of memory, concentration, and information processing speed. But here's what most people never find out. And this is the part your doctor has almost certainly never mentioned. The timing of when you eat walnuts changes what the brain can do with them. The alpha-linolenic acid in walnuts, a plant-based omega-3, needs to be converted by the liver before it crosses the blood-brain barrier. That conversion process is most efficient during early sleep when liver enzyme activity peaks. Think of it like this. Your liver at 11 p.m. is like a pharmacy that is fully staffed and ready to process. Your liver at 11 a.m. is managing 100 other jobs at once. 6 to 8 walnuts, roughly 28 grams, eaten within an hour of going to bed. You do not need to do anything elaborate with them. A small handful on their own or with a little plain yogurt. The fat content in the walnut also slows digestion in a way that prevents blood sugar from crashing during early sleep, which is one of the most underappreciated drivers of poor sleep quality and morning brain fog in people over 60. Number 3. Fatty fish, specifically sardines, mackerel, or wild salmon. A 2020 trial from the Mind Diet Research Group at Rush University Medical Center found that adults over 65 who consumed fatty fish twice a week showed a cognitive trajectory equivalent to being 7.5 years younger on standardized brain age assessments, 7.5 years younger. The mechanism is DHA docosahexaenoic acid, the long-chain omega-3 that forms the actual structural membrane of brain cells. After 60, the brain's ability to synthesize DHA from other sources declines sharply. It needs it preformed directly from food or a high-quality supplement. If your doctor has told you memory changes are just part of getting older, this next story is for you. Clarence was 74. He had been waking up in the night for months with his calves cramping, then lying awake unable to get back to sleep. By morning, he was more tired than when he had gone to bed. He described the exhaustion as coming from doing nothing. He would sit in his chair after breakfast and simply not have the energy to get up. His wife told him he had started repeating stories he had told 20 minutes earlier. He had tried fish oil capsules twice before and stopped both times because they gave him reflux. His DHA level on a specialty blood panel came back at 3.1% of total fatty acids. The target for brain protection is above 8%. His GP had never ordered that test. Clarence switched to a small tin of sardines 3 evenings a week, eaten with a meal to prevent the reflux, and added a high-absorption algae-based DHA supplement. At the 4-month mark, his DHA level had climbed to 7.8%. His wife said the story repetition stopped in the first month. He started walking to the end of his street every morning, which he had not done in over a year. Hit like if this is making sense of something you have been wondering about, and type the word brain in the comments if any of this sounds familiar to what you're living right now. Number 2. Blueberries, specifically a portion eaten in the evening. A 2021 randomized controlled trial from King's College London gave one group of adults over 65 a daily blueberry powder equivalent to a cup of fresh blueberries and gave the control group a placebo. After 12 weeks, the blueberry group showed a 16% improvement in episodic memory, the type of memory responsible for remembering recent events, conversations, and where you put things compared to the control group. 16%. The active compounds are pterostilbene and resveratrol, which cross the blood-brain barrier and directly upregulate a protein called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. BDNF is sometimes called the brain's fertilizer. It promotes the growth of new neural connections. BDNF production during sleep is significantly enhanced when pterostilbene levels are elevated in the bloodstream at the time of sleep onset. Evening consumption means peak blood levels happen exactly when the brain is most ready to use them. 1 cup of fresh or frozen blueberries, or 2 tablespoons of pure blueberry powder in a small amount of water. Eaten after dinner at least 30 minutes before any sweet dessert or processed snack, because blood sugar spikes blunt BDNF release almost immediately. Stay with me, because the number 1 food on this list is the one I get the most questions about. Number 1. Dark leafy greens, specifically cooked spinach or cooked kale. A 2018 study from the Rush Institute for Healthy Aging followed 960 adults over 58 for an average of 4.5 years, measuring cognitive decline against dietary patterns. The adults who ate a daily serving of leafy greens showed a cognitive decline rate equivalent to being 11 years younger than those who ate the least. 11 years. The compound driving this is not just folate, as most people assume. It is vitamin K1 lutein and a lesser-known flavonoid called camphorol, which inhibits the enzyme responsible for breaking down acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter most directly tied to memory and learning. After 60, acetylcholine levels drop naturally and significantly. Camphorol essentially acts as a brake on that decline, and its bioavailability increases by over 40% when the greens are lightly cooked and consumed with a small amount of healthy fat because it is fat-soluble. Half a cup of cooked spinach or kale with a teaspoon of olive oil, eaten as part of your evening meal, not raw, cooked. And the fat is not optional, it is what makes the delivery mechanism work. Everything we have covered today is powerful individually. But here is your action plan for tonight. Step 1. Add cooked spinach or kale to your evening meal with a teaspoon of olive oil. Half a cup cooked, 3 to 4 evenings a week to start. Step 2. Eat 6 to 8 walnuts within an hour of going to bed. Keep a small jar on your bedside table or kitchen counter. Remove the friction. If they are visible, you will eat them. Step 3. Drink 30 milliliters of tart cherry concentrate in a small glass of water 30 minutes before sleep. The sign to watch for in the first 2 weeks is that you fall asleep more quickly and wake feeling less foggy. That is the glymphatic system beginning to do its job. Step 4. Introduce fatty fish, sardines, mackerel, or salmon 3 evenings a week as your main protein. Sardines in olive oil with a squeeze of lemon on whole grain toast is one of the most complete evening brain meals you can make in under 3 minutes. Step 5. Add 1 cup of blueberries in the evening, fresh, frozen, or as powder after dinner. A 2017 study from the University of Cincinnati found that when blueberry consumption was combined with DHA from fatty fish in the same dietary period, BDNF improvements were 23% greater than either intervention alone. The stacking of blueberries and fish on the same evenings is the most research-supported combination on this list. Most people report noticeably clearer morning thinking within 3 to 4 weeks. Not dramatic, not overnight, but real. The fog lifts a little earlier, words come back faster. The tiredness that sleep was not fixing begins to change. Before you go, drop a comment and tell me, which of these 5 do you already eat in the evening? And which one surprised you the most? Every single comment is read. If you know someone over 60 who has been told that memory changes are just part of getting older, please share this video with them right now. What they do in the next few hours before bed tonight could genuinely start changing the direction of things. And if this video helped you, YouTube is showing you another one of my videos right now that goes even deeper on the glymphatic system and the specific sleep positions and evening habits that either accelerate or block overnight brain repair. Click it. It is right there on your screen. Subscribe for evidence-based health content your doctor does not always have time to sit down and explain. New video every single day. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before making any changes to your diet or supplement routine.